So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the part 2 to our Amazon ads setup series. In part 1, I talked about how to get all of your target words, your keywords for your Amazon ads. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to set up your Amazon ads for success and get the lowest possible ACoS, doing it the exact same way that I do it for my ads. So if that interests you, let's not waste any more time and get right into the video. What is going on, guys? My name is Dane. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. On this channel, I talk all about self-publishing books on Amazon, online entrepreneurship, and lifestyle in general. So if that kind of thing interests you, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel by hitting the button down below and then hitting the notification bell so you know when I post new videos. In today's video, we are doing a part 2 to my Amazon ads tutorial series. In part 1, I talked all about gathering your target words, keywords for your ads. I call them target words to distinguish them from keywords in our book titles. So we gathered our target words. I showed you how to do that. So if you haven't checked that video out, I will link it down below. And also, if I can, I'll link it in the card somewhere on the screen so you can get watching that first so you're up to speed and you know exactly where we are. Basically in that video, we covered all the different kinds of target words that I gathered from my Amazon ads. And then I showed you the different methods that I use to find these target words and how to organize them and all that good stuff. So like I said, if that interests you, it should interest you. If you're on to part 2 here, you should have watched part 1. So make sure you watch part 1 and then let's get to part 2 here. So in part 2, I'm going to be showing you how to take all of those target words that we gathered in the last video and toss them into our Amazon ads campaigns, how to organize them, how to name them, how to make portfolios, all this good stuff. So we're going over that in today's video. So I'm going to jump into my computer here. So as you can see, we're starting out in the middle of the slide deck, which is campaigns and how many to make with your Amazon ads. So let's get right into this. So every time that I make a new campaign or a new ad or everything, I start my new books off with 8 different types of campaigns. You can do 4 if you're tight for cash, okay? But for me, I do 8, and basically it's 4 that are duplicated to target the ebook version and the paperback version of my book. So for the ebook version of my book, I have 4 campaigns that are doing work, doing ads, and then for the paperback one, I have the exact same thing going on. So there's 8 total campaigns set up for my books. So 4 of these campaigns will target your paperback, like I just said, and 4 will target your ebook. In total, we will have 8 campaigns consisting of pairs that are exactly the same, just targeting paperback and ebook. So I want to make sure that you understand that so you're not confused. There's 8 total, but there's 4 that are actually different, and they're just duplicated to target our ebook and our paperback. We do this to maximize purchases from day 1 to get a consistent stream of sales in the first 30 days to make Amazon's algorithm like our book, okay? So I'll talk about that. I talk about that more in the publishing course that I have linked down below. If you're interested in joining and learning how to make your first $1,000 on Amazon, that link is down below. But I'm not gonna go in depth about Amazon algorithm and everything like that. I talk about that more in the program. So that's linked down below if you want to join that. So different types of campaigns and their purposes. So here are the different kinds. We have manual target word, phrase targeting campaigns. We have Acen product targeting campaigns. There's 2 different kinds. And then we also have automatic campaigns. So there's 3 there, but like I said, there's 2 kinds of Acen product targeting campaigns. So there's 4 total. And then we times that by 2 because we have the ebook and the paperback book versions. So in total, we have 8 different types of campaigns running for our book. First things first, the manual target word phrase targeting campaigns. These types of campaigns target your search and your author target words. And you should know what those 2 things are if you watched the last video. If you haven't watched that video, I can't stress enough how important it is to watch that so you're up to speed and you know what I am talking about in this video. So like I said, these target your search and your author target words. So on that target word organizer that we used in the last video, there's 2 different sections there. If you remember, there were the search ones and the author target words. So these manual and phrase targeting campaigns target those 2 types of target words. Here's what they look like. So on Amazon, they are the search ads. So when you're scrolling through a page of books, yours will show there and you'll say sponsored above it there, you can see. Next type are the Acen product targeting campaigns, which are going to be exact in categories, all right? So this type of campaign places your book below other books on their product pages. These are good types of campaigns to use if the competition in your niche is higher because you will be shown to more people. And this is because if you're doing the other, like only doing the other type of ones, which were the, what did I call them? Manual target phrase targeting campaigns. If you're only doing these kind of campaigns, it's going to be tough to show up on the first page because there's so much competition. And only 3 or 4 of these actually show up on the first page for a keyword when someone searches them. With these Acen product targeting campaigns, you can show up on the first page. If someone clicks on one of the books that ranks on the first page, your book will be an ad underneath that book on its product page. And I'll show you what these look like in just a sec. This is because keyword phrase targeting ads only have 2 to 3 on each search page, like I just said. So the other ones, while Acen product targeting ads have a bunch of books under a product, which makes it easier for your book to get seen by potential customers. And this is also another reason why it's so important to have a cover that looks amazing. If you don't have a good cover, then you're gonna be shown in a list of a bunch of books, and no one's gonna really notice your book if it's blending in with all the other covers. And I'll show you what that looks like right now. So you can see this is below one of the books that rank for, say, the keyword hydroponics. If you click into that book, below that book is this list of books that are called sponsored products related to the item. You can see top left there. And your book would be shown in this list of products. So you can see why it's so important to have a good cover, because these ones all look very similar to the simple one on the far right. But you can see how they kind of blend in with each other if your cover doesn't stick out. Finally, automatic campaigns, very self-explanatory. These type of campaigns are general campaigns to test and see what keywords work and which ones don't. So the purpose really with automatic campaigns is seeing which keywords work the best, and they also might find some keywords that you didn't actually find when you're doing your target word research that we talked about in the last video. So Amazon basically picks all the keywords that they use for this and then just do all the targeting for you. You can pick the bid, which I do suggest doing, and I suggest doing 30 cents, which I'll show you in a sec. But you pick the bid, Amazon chooses all of the different target words that it targets, and then you can see after like a week or so which target words are doing good and which ones aren't doing too great. Eventually, these build up data and give us information about what keywords to continue to target and what keywords not to target. So basically what I just said. Important note, in order for automatic campaigns to work properly, things like your cover and your description and all these other things that go into making your book need to be up to par. And I shouldn't just say up to par, they need to be very good. This goes for any type of ad to work effectively, but really it does for any type of ad. I shouldn't just put this on the automatic campaigns. It all starts out with having a high quality book. If you don't have a good looking book, no one's going to click on your ads anyways. So your ads aren't really to blame. It's your book that's to blame. So make sure that your book is good. Your description, your cover, your title, all that kind of stuff is optimized and ready to go before you start running Amazon ads. And if you want to learn how to make very good looking books with good covers, good titles, good book descriptions, make sure you join Publisher Startup, linked in the bio down below. So here's what those automatic campaigns look like, exactly the same as the search ones. They just kind of show up in the search terms results. So now that we know the different kinds, I'm going to quickly go over naming and structuring your campaigns. So for my portfolios, I name my portfolios using an acronym of the first letters in my book's primary title. So for example, in this example, I'm going to use a hydroponics book. Hydroponics gardening guide would be HGG1. More than one book with the same title, I usually just put a number after it. So if I have a book that not so much the same title, but has the same acronym. So if another book has HGG, to distinguish the two, I'll just put a number after it so I can distinguish which one is which. After you do the portfolio, I'll be showing you all this stuff in a sec, so don't worry. Within the portfolio are going to be all your campaigns. And I name my campaigns using the acronym again, and then putting a dash, and then saying what kind of campaign it is. So if you recall, I talked about a bunch of different campaigns just a second ago. For example, Acen campaigns, I would name my thing HGG1 dash Acen exact, or there's also the category type, so you could do HGG1 dash Acen categories. Auto campaigns, HGG1 auto, and then manual targeting, I'll do HGG1 manual. Very simple, just keeps things organized, you know which one is which. Finally, the target words. Inside of each of these campaigns, you're gonna add those target words that we gathered in the last video. So very, 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 very important that you watch the last video so you know what kind of target words to get. Once you have your target words, you can toss them into your campaign. These will be the keywords that specific campaigns bid on. This is where we'll be placing our starting bids for each of these target words. And we will also be adding custom text to our ads to add the cherry on top. Finally, bonus campaign target word suggestions. This is just another way to add in even more target words for your campaigns. When you're creating your campaigns and inputting all of the target words you gathered from phase 3 being from Publisher Startup. In this case, if you're coming from last YouTube video, from the target words you gathered in part 1 of this video series, Amazon ads will suggest even more related target words that you can add into your campaigns. To do this correctly, all you got to do is type in the first word from one of your target words, and Amazon will suggest a bunch that are related to that. And I'll show you that in a sec. This is just another excellent way to get as many related target words for your campaigns as possible, because you don't want to miss out on one that could potentially be highly profitable. So here's an Amazon ads visual that I have made just to give a little bit more clarity to everything that I'm talking about here. So you can see there's the portfolio level, which is named HGG1. And then below that, you can see there's 3 different streams, but there's actually 4 different types of things, because there's 2 different types of Acen Amazon ads. So you can see we have the Acen ones on the left there. In the middle, we got the auto campaign. And then on the right, we have the manual campaign. Below that, we have our Acen target words, our auto target words in the middle, and then our search target words on the right. So in total, we have 4 different kinds of campaigns. And with our ebook and our paperback book, making 8 total campaigns running for our book at launch. I know this is a lot. I hope it's not overwhelming you, but that is just, I'll leave this as a download in the video down in the description down below if you want to download this visual so you can reference it if you get confused. Anyways, here's how things should look when you're setting things up. So basically, this is the campaign naming and targeting options when you're setting up your Amazon ads. And I'll show you this all in a second, make it a little bit easier, but I just want to show you on screen here. You can see I've named my manual campaign, and this is just an example of one of the campaigns. This is the HGG1 manual. And you can see daily budget, I did $30. You can do $20 to $30, 30 being a little bit more. You can do $20, which would be well over enough. The thing with Amazon ads, they never spend your daily budget. So for example, if I were to make my daily budget $20, Amazon ads, they're not going to spend over $10 probably. It's like $5 to $10. So the higher you make it, the more they're going to spend, but they're never going to reach your daily budget. So don't worry. Because from this, you'd think I'd have 8 different campaigns spending $30 a day. That's not true. They're going to spend like literally 30% of your daily budget at most. And then after that, since this is a manual campaign, we're going to choose manual targeting. After that, you're going to be given a option for the type of bid. I always use dynamic bids with mine. And then the ad format, I'll do custom ad text, so I can add in some text. Below that is going to be the targeting, which is the keyword targeting, is what we're going to do for this kind of campaign, the manual campaign. For the Acen campaigns, we're going to be choosing product targeting, which I'll show you in just a sec. And then below that is the keyword targeting section. So you're going to want to go to enter list there, as you can see, and click custom bid and do 30 cents. I always start mine out with 30 cents. If you want to go a little bit more aggressive, you can do 35 to 40 cents. If you want to be a little more conservative, you can do 20 to 25 cents. Totally up to you. I always start all of my keywords or target words at 30 cents. And then I'll choose broad just to test things out at the beginning and add them in. So after doing all of that, you should have this nice list of 4 different campaigns. You can see HGG1 Acen categories, HGG1 auto, HGG1 Acen's exact, and HGG1 manual. And then obviously times that by 2 because you have an ebook version and a paperback version for each of these. So I'm gonna quickly show you how all of this looks in the back end of Amazon, just so you're not confused. So right here I have my target word list, so it's ready to copy and paste things in. Like I said, this is from part 1 of this video series. This is part 2. So this is the portfolio level. If you want to make a new portfolio, all you have to do is click create a portfolio at the top here, and then I've named it HGG1 like I mentioned before. And these are just drafted ads. There's no ads running actually for this, just an example. But to create a campaign, all you gotta do is click create campaign here. And then it's gonna take you to choose your campaign type. You're gonna wanna choose sponsored products. So if I click continue, it's gonna bring me to this page right here, which I already have open. And I have 4 different things open here, so I can show you the 4 different types of campaigns. So let's move our way through each of them. This might take a little bit. Make sure you have your notepad out so you can take some notes. So the first type I'm gonna go over is the Acen categories. This is a bit different from what I just showed you in the slides, but you can see I've named it HGG1 Acen categories, and I've added it to my portfolio, HGG1. And I have no end date set. You can set an end date if you want, but I never set end dates. Daily budget, $30. You could do 20 like I said before. Manual targeting, dynamic bids, standard ad, and then you can name it whatever you want. Or sorry, custom text ad, not standard ad, custom text ad. You want to choose your product, And after choosing your product, do product targeting because we're doing an Acen campaign. So click product targeting, default bid, 30 cents. So all you gotta do is go to categories, click search, and then just type in your keyword, or you can type in your kind of surface level niche. So for me, if it's hydroponics, then my surface level niche would be like gardening, or sub level niche would be gardening. So type in your sub level niche, type in garden, let's do gardening. And then it's gonna give you a bunch of categories. So you can go like this, click target, and it's gonna add it down below here. And literally there is so many categories that you can target your book for. But I just suggest clicking as many as you can and getting your book ranking for all of them so you can test them all out and see which work. Come back to it like a week later and then kind of optimize it, take away the ones that aren't working and stuff like that. So it's really just as simple as that. Target and then type in another keyword. So I'd go like hydroponics. Add all these guys in, and then it's going to give you this big list at the bottom here. Make sure your bids are 30 cents, and then you can click launch campaign. Very, very simple. This is just the Acen one. This is basically Acen auto because we're not using our Acen target words. In the next example, I'll show you how we use our Acen target words. So this is just Acen auto pretty much. So once you have that set up, that is the Acen categories. That's one, and you want to make sure you do that twice for your ebook and your paperback book. And I'm going to show you Acen exact next. So this is basically Acen manual, not auto targeting. So everything is identical to what we just did. All of the settings, we're just going to name it Acen exact. And I'll just scroll through all this because it's exactly the same. Then you want to set up your default bid to be 30 cents. And instead of going categories this time, we're going to do individual products. And then we're going to enter a list. So to enter your list of all your Acens that you gathered using that method that we talked about last time, you're going to go to your target word organizer, click the first one, scroll to the very bottom of the list, hold down shift, click it, command C, go back to where we just were, and paste. I've already done this, so I'm not going to do it. And then you just go target, and then it's going to add them all down there with the default bid of 30 cents. Very easy. That is method 2. Again, do it twice for your ebook and your paperback book. If you don't have the budget, I suggest just doing it for your ebook at the start and then switching it over to your paperback. So then you go launch campaign, good to go. Here's the other one, the third type of campaign, which is going to be HGG1 auto. And that's going to start with a $20 budget. That's what I suggest for auto campaigns. You can do more if you want, but for me, I usually just do a $20 budget. So instead of doing manual targeting, we're going to do automatic targeting this time. Dynamic bids, custom text ad, click your book. All of my books are going to show up here, so I'm going to have to blur that out. And then we're going to do a 30-cent bid. So I do 30 cents for all of mine. That's just what I've always done, and that's what's worked best for me. You can obviously do more, like I said, or less. But for auto campaigns, just do 30. Auto campaigns, you don't have to enter any target words because they are automatically targeting. So after that, launch campaign. And finally, one of our main campaigns is going to be our manual campaign, which is going to use all of the target words that the rest of the target words other than the Acens that we've gathered. But for the most part, it's identical up until the target word part, other than being named manual. 30 cents, manual targeting, or sorry, $30, daily budget, manual targeting, dynamic bids. If you can't tell, my voice is getting scratchy here because I've been recording videos all day. Custom text ad, click your book, and then below that, keyword targeting, we're going to do this time. And then we're going to go enter list. And we're going to make sure we do custom bid. I'm going to do 0.3 to start out. Broad is selected. We're going to go to our target word list. And we're going to select our first search target words. These are the manual ones. Go to the very bottom. Shift. Command C. Enter them into that list and add keywords, target words. And it's going to add it onto this list here. And then we're going to do the same thing for our author target words. Same idea. Go down here, Command C. Go to the end, paste, and add keywords. And that's going to add them all to the end here. And then the last thing that I mentioned was those bonus ways of finding keywords. You can actually type in hydroponics, for example. And it's going to suggest a bunch down here, you can see. So just add all those guys in as well. It gets you even more keywords to target with your ads. So those are the 4 different ways. I didn't actually mention how to add in your custom text. For the custom text, it's not a huge deal. Usually I just take the best part from my like book description or something crazy from my book, some kind of statement or fact or something, and just add that into the custom text just to catch the customer's attention when they're scrolling through Amazon. But other than that, that's basically it. We have our 4 different kinds here, and make sure you make 2 versions of each, one for your ebook and your paperback. Okay, now that we've gone through that, I know that's a lot, sorry. We got one last slide here. After you've done all of that, Amazon will now take around 4 to 12 hours to review your submitted ads. Once they review them, they will go live, and you'll need to wait like another 24 hours to start seeing accurate results, just because the Amazon ads results screen doesn't always update on like by the second. It usually takes a few hours. So I put 24 hours just to be like safe, but expect to see results within a day. Anyways, that is it for part 2 of the Amazon ads series. If you haven't joined Publisher Startup, all of this stuff is discussed in depth with all of the different resources. Publisher Rocket is linked down below if you need to get that for the target words, and so is Publisher Startup. If you want to join the program, it's linked down below. It's still an absolute steal. The program could be priced at $4.99 easily. But anyways, hope you enjoyed today's video. Hope you got some value from it. If you like the video, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell so you're notified when I post new videos. But other than that, this video is effectively over, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.